Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. We begin with a tragedy that should have never happened, a tragedy that could have been avoided, a tragedy that is unprecedented at a time when our railway systems are being modernized to minimize the accidents. This one has claimed a lot of lives, 275 plus lives, more than 1,000 injured. The Odisha train tragedy will be etched in our memories for a long time for all the wrong reasons. And even as the CBI officials, the special CBI branch is out there to probe the real reason, was it human, was it technical, or was it influenced? Was it done deliberately to cause this kind of harm? And should we now as a nation be on high alert for these kind of subversive activities? These are questions that will be answered. But what we have seen on ground is humanity turning up, people of India stepping up to help, to donate blood, more than 1,200 units of blood that have been donated by the people who are there, locals who are working all through the night. The polity, netas, chief ministers have stepped up. The railway minister, 3 sleepless nights for him. That's the story we are carrying on News18.com. Ashwini Vaishnav getting emotional even while he talked about the fact that they need to reach out to the loved ones of those who have lost their lives, who are injured, those who still haven't been able to figure out where their loved ones are. He broke down while speaking about it, and he's been tireless, relentless. The former district collector of Balasore, Ashwini Vaishnav, along with the union ministers like Dharmendra Pradhan, Mansukh Mandavia, are there to provide all the help. It's the empathy that counts, ladies and gentlemen, that is visible. Empathy from the people, empathy from the polity, empathy cutting across all lines. And we're going to steer clear of the tutu meme and the other politics that are happening. We'll bring to you that too. But what's happened is, how is it one interlocking system can claim so many lives, cause such damage? I must also tell you that within 51 hours of this tragedy, not only have the tracks been cleared, but both the up and down lines have also been restarted. Let's try and understand this in detail. 3 trains, 3 tracks, 1 tragedy. Let's try and understand this. A goods train that was stationed at this loop line, and you can see these visuals there very clearly. The Coromandel Express was passing through the main line, and that's the Coromandel Express that's actually coming in. It enters the loop line. Why does it enter that loop line? Because it was not supposed to. It was supposed to pass straight. The Yashwantpur Express is the other one passing to the other side. It was running at a speed of 130 kilometers per hour and hit the goods train. The Coromandel Express was not supposed to stop. It was supposed to pass. The interlocking system directed the train's engine into the direction and the path of the halted train rather than sending it down the same main line. Had that happened, nothing would have transpired. But what happens? The locomotive pilot, he couldn't stop the train. The Coromandel's engine fell on the goods train, straight on. Coromandel Express derailed after that impact. Because of that sudden jam, the impact, the engine thrown up, the bogies behind fall onto the passing by the rear bogies of the Yashwantpur Express. That collides with the derailed bogies, and that derails those bogies further. This double collision, that's what accounted for the huge number of lives that were lost and the scores, thousands who got injured. Yashwantpur Express's coaches also derailed. That's what happened. Let's try and understand some of the important numbers, ladies and gentlemen, as we still witness this tragedy. In the last 60 hours, 275 people have lost their lives. 160 bodies so far have been identified. So 115 bodies still remain unidentified, and that's where the concern is. 1,000 plus have been injured. The up and down main lines have been restored, so it's normal traffic. The Vande Bharat was seen passing through today, and Ashwini Vaishnav was standing on the sidelines. He's not moved from there. Both loop lines have also now been restored. That's the pace at which work has been undertaken. Rescue, rehabilitation, restoration, all 3 have been undertaken, and people have pitched in and helped. Officials, authorities, netas, but more importantly, the locals who have come out in large numbers to come out and help. State governments across the board have reached out to say we are ready to pitch in to help, however, wherever, whenever we can. Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav been camping at the train mishap site for more than 50 hours now. But his work on the rescue and relief operations, however, started much before than that at the Delhi airport. When the accident took place, Ashwini Vaishnav had just landed in Goa for the launch of the Vande Bharat train when his phone started buzzing a little after 7 p.m. to inform him about what had unfolded in the Balasore district of Odisha. The railway minister and his team immediately took the same flight back to Delhi. Then, Friday, the first flight available to Odisha was at 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. And Ashwini Vaishnav decided to wait at the Delhi airport itself, all the while coordinating, supervising the rescue relief operations at the site. Saturday, Ashwini Vaishnav finally able to board that chartered flight at 3 a.m. to reach Balasore. A sleepless night giving way to a restless morning, relentless in rescue efforts, reaching ground zero at the Bahanagar Bazaar railway station, taking full charge of the operations leading up from the helming it right from the front, after supervising all of the efforts remotely. The railway minister swinging into action, taking stock of the damage personally, navigating mangled, protruding pieces of wreckage, and of course, humanity which was injured, humanity that was dead, humanity that was hurt, and humanity that was present there to help. He guided the top railway officials at the site on relief efforts and ordered an investigation to be led by A.M. Chaudhary, the Commissioner Railway Safety, Southeast Circle. In the afternoon, Ashwini Vaishnav accompanied Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the accident site and briefed him about the mishap. Later, he accompanied the Prime Minister to the hospital where they interacted with the injured passengers. Soon after Prime Minister's departure, Ashwini Vaishnav returned to Ground Zero to monitor the rescue and relief operations. He spent most of Saturday on the spot himself. He directed railway officials to rotate their shifts so that they got some rest. Late in the evening, he took a break at the insistence of his team and officials. He left the accident site around midnight, post which they discussed the next day's strategy with his cabinet colleague Dharmendra Pradhan, who also reached there. Mansukh Mandavia, the Union Health Minister, also reached there. Sunday, Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav back at the accident spot at 7 a.m. On Sunday too, he carried out round-the-clock inspection in order to restore the lines. The hard work of the railway officials, the workers, paying off when the first train chugged out of the affected section around 10:40 p.m. on Sunday, nearly 51 hours after the horrific crash. Ashwini Vaishnav was seen offering prayers as the first train passed post the three-train collision. Howrah-Puri Vande Bharat also crossed from Odisha's Balasore. Giving you a little backgrounder about the railway minister himself and why this was such an emotional aspect for him. It's perhaps fate that Ashwini Vaishnav, an IIT Kanpur graduate who cracked the civil services, joined the Odisha cadre as a young IAS officer, proved his mettle in Balasore when he was posted as the district collector there. It was at this post and in this post that he received a call from Atal Bihari Vajpayee's PMO to join as director. What caught the PMO's eye during Vajpayee's tenure was the rescue and rebuilding efforts that were put in by Ashwini Vaishnav after a devastating typhoon in Balasore. Involving panchayats and local communities, Ashwini Vaishnav oversaw the reconstruction of almost all the houses that were destroyed with no allegations of corruption and delay. After joining the PMO, Ashwini Vaishnav's commitment saw him become the private secretary to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. He continued in the post even when Atal Bihari Vajpayee resigned as Prime Minister. Ashwini Vaishnav was pulled back into governance and public service when Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who had seen his work, asked him to join his team. And when he spoke about the relief operation, the railway minister became emotional.
तीन गाड़ियां जा चुकी है। टोटल रात में करीब 7 गाड़ियां प्लान्ड है और एकदम नॉर्मलाइजेशन की तरफ ले जाना है और बहुत ही संवेदना के साथ जिन परिवारों के मेंबर्स खो गए उनको किसी न किसी जल्दी से जल्दी उनके पास उनके परिवारजन पहुंचे। ये हमारा दायित्व अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। अफेक्टेड एरिया से गुजर चुकी हैं। बहुत तेजी से नॉर्मलाइजेशन हो रहा है, ऑपरेशन नॉर्मलाइज हो रहा है। साथ ही साथ हम लोगों का पूरा फोकस आज दिन भर रहा किस तरह से पैसेंजर्स के परिवारों तक पहुंचकर बंगाल में, झारखंड में, बिहार में, जहाँ भी हमारे पास सूचना है वहाँ पे रेलवे के कर्मचारी कोशिश कर रहे हैं परिवारजनों के साथ संपर्क करने की। और मैं सभी देश भर में परिवारजनों को निवेदन भी करूँगा कि आपके जो भी आपको सुविधा चाहिए, जो भी आपको फैसिलिटी चाहिए, आप सारे कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर्स दिए जा चुके हैं, कॉन्टैक्ट करें और जल्दी से जल्दी इस आगे बढ़ें।
While all this work is happening, this coordination happening within 60 hours, both tracks, even the side tracks, the loop tracks, they have all been restored and traffic applies on. There is huge amount of politics both on Indian soil and abroad. First up came Mamata Banerjee's attack. As a railway minister, I installed anti-collision devices. The BJP's counter was dirty politics of death and destruction being played by Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee's next attack was the railway minister Ashwini Vaishnav should resign. The BJP's counter is, did Mukul Roy resign in the 2011 post-accidents? Charges coming that despite the insistence of then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji, Mukul Roy failed or refused to even visit the accident site. Then came the attack by Rahul Gandhi. No accountability even after 270 plus deaths. The government's counter railway minister at the mishap spot. Everybody is dispensing their duties. This tragedy is unprecedented. The scale is unprecedented. Rahul Gandhi's further attack that the Prime Minister should seek Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav's resignation. The government's counter, Rahul Gandhi goes abroad and indulges in defaming the country. Now let's take stock of the rail accidents, and well, we shouldn't have accidents, but the comparison of not just the deaths and the destruction, but how things were handled, ladies and gentlemen. 2004 to 2014, there have been 107 rail accidents and total about 2,453 people dead. 2014 to 2022, those accidents, number of accidents have reduced nearly half or one-third the number of accidents, 600 accidents, 773 deaths. Now, these are what claims that have been made by the BJP. But the politics over tragedy, more importantly, it's the response, it's the empathy, it's the speed with which ownership is taken, and of course care is administered, help is given, rescue, rehabilitation, and of course restoration efforts are undertaken. Derailments and collisions. Now, under various railway ministers, Mamata Banerjee, the total number of derailments 54, collisions 839, total killed 1,451 during their tenure. Under Nitish Kumar, 79 derailments, 1,000 collisions, 1,527 people dead. Lalu Prasad Yadav, 51 derailments, 550 collisions, more than 1,150 people dead. These are the numbers under previous tenures. Have those number of incidences not come down recently is a major question. Is this kind of response that have come from Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav immediately saying, we know who has done it, but we still want to order a CBI probe, pointing at perhaps a much, much greater design at play than just a human error or pure negligence. It's an interlocking system. It's technology. It's a software that's encoded. Who could play with these codes? Why and how would a Coromandel Express, which is supposed to go on the main line at 130 clicks, suddenly move to the loop line where another train is already parked? It all happened in a matter of seconds, ladies and gentlemen. How did this happen is a big question. Who did it and with what intent? That is the question we need the answer to when the CBI completes its probe. And we're given to understand those answers will also be provided very, very soon. For the moment, we move on with just one appeal that was made even by the Railway Minister. Use all the helplines possible to connect with the Railway Ministry and also the local authorities in Balasore, because there are still 115 bodies that have not been identified and they have not been reached to their loved ones. Loved ones across the country who don't know where their dear ones are. Are they part of that 115? We hope they are not. But if they are, they should at least get back the mortal remains. That's what is important, ladies and gentlemen. We move on to yet another big development, and this happened in Uttar Pradesh. In a massive crackdown, the Uttar Pradesh police has busted a conversion racket which was running in the state via online gaming. The racket, which allegedly used an online gaming application, targeted children, teenagers, and tried to entice them into changing their religion towards conversion. One out of the two accused has been arrested, and a team has now been sent to the Mumbra region of Thane district in Maharashtra near Mumbai to nab another accused. Baddo Singh is his assumed name. His actual name is Khan Shahnawaz. The matter came to light when the father of a minor boy from Faridabad complained to the police that his son came in contact with a person via a gaming app and was influenced by him to visit the mosque. The father came to know that the son was lying about going to the gym and was actually going to a mosque instead. So how does this racket, which was allegedly operating from 2021 onwards, so what the last 1.5 to 2 years, what is the modus operandi? How did this racket operate? Let's try and understand that. Step one was target teenagers via online game. Fortnite is the name of the gaming game. Users required to recite verses from the Quran. Then recite verses from the Quran in order to win. So this was the link, ladies and gentlemen. They would target those who lost in the game. They would then tell them, आप कुरान की आयतें पढ़ो और read from the verses from the Quran and pray to Allah and you will start winning. So immediately what will happen is, the next time they played, they would win and there would be a direct link that would be drawn. See, you read verses from the Quran and you won. This is what was being done. They interacted with them through this Discord chat app. Showed videos of Zakir Naik and Tariq Jamil to further involve them, lure them away from their current faith into the new faith. So this entire conversion racket. The UP police have named at least 9 people in its FIR. UP police that busted this conversion racket, accused number 1 is Abdul Rahman. Accused number 2 is Baddo Singh, or who's now been identified as Khan Shahnawaz. Third accused is Atharv. Fourth accused is Sakham. Fifth accused is Fahim. Sixth accused is Karan. Seventh accused is Nanni. Eighth accused is Shabaz. Ninth accused is Navya. The cops have told News18 that some of these names could also be assumed names or aliases like Baddo Singh. But these are the 9 so far accused who have come forth, who are part of this racket. Are there more? Is there an international angle? It's all subject to investigation. Now, Abdul Rahman is in police custody. Abdul Rahman is in police custody and has been arrested for his alleged role in the religious conversion of at least 4 youth. The accused is said to be a member of the mosque committee in Sanjay Nagar in Ghaziabad. The UP police has also seized electronic evidence and affidavits. The mosque committee has told the cops that Abdul Rahman had quit the panel 2 or 3 months ago, a few months ago. UP cops claim the mosque is yet to submit proof of the claim made by them. When CNN News18 spoke to UP Minister Dharampal Singh, he assured that a probe will be completed within a week.
बहुत ही अजीबोगरीब मामला आया है। अब इस तरीके का मामला शायद ये पहली बार है जब एक गेम एप्लीकेशन के जरिए एक मस्जिद कमेटी का जो पूर्व सदस्य था, जो आरोपी था, वो नाबालिग बच्चों का धर्म परिवर्तन करवा रहा था। क्या कहेंगे इस पर आप?
देखिए, हमारा संविधान धर्मनिरपेक्ष है। कोई भी अपनी इच्छा अनुसार धर्म को मान सकता है। किसी के साथ जबरदस्ती नहीं की जा सकती। किसी को धर्म परिवर्तन करने के लिए उत्साहित और उपेक्षित करके उसको डरा धमका के धर्म परिवर्तन नहीं कराया जा सकता। बच्चे अबोध होते हैं, हमारे देश की धरोहर है। और इस तरीके से यदि कोई मस्जिद को टारगेट बनाकर इस तरीके की हरकतें कर रहा है तो कानूनी कार्रवाई कड़ी होगी और उस मस्जिद से जहां से ये कार्यक्रम चल रहा है उसकी भी मैं गंभीरता से जांच करा के कार्रवाई करूंगा।
Well, we're joined now by DCP Ghaziabad, Nipun Agarwal. Nipun ji, namaste and Jai Hind. My first question to you, can you share the details about this case and how it came to light?
On 30th of May, we received a complaint from father of a minor Jain boy that his son has been converted into Islam by allurement. So immediately we registered a complaint against 2 perpetrators. They were allegedly by the name Baddo, whose identity we got to know his original name to be Shahnawaz Maqsood Khan, who hails from police station Mumra, Thane district, Maharashtra. So immediately a team was dispatched to apprehend him, and the another accused was Maulvi from Jama Masjid, Sector 23, Sanjay Nagar, Kabinagar. So we immediately registered an FIR, and after interrogating the Maulana, we have arrested him.
Now, was this Maulana Abdul Rahman, was he part of the masjid committee, or has he been removed from the committee about 2 months ago? That's what's being claimed.
The management committee comprises of 15 people, and this Maulana, he has joined the committee 2 years back, and they claim that they had removed him from the committee membership 2 months ago. But after that also he was continuing to be a visitor to the masjid, and he was dispensing all his duties at the masjid. And in a jiffy on 2nd of June, they removed him from the WhatsApp group of the management committee of the masjid. So he continued to be the part of the management committee even after they claim that they had removed it from the committee.
But what was the modus operandi? How would they go about this entire conversion drill?
So after interacting with them, we got to know that there is a mobile gaming application by the name of Fortnite.
Ji.
So since many teenagers are attracted to mobile gamings, so it served them as a platform to attract the youths from another religion. When they used to come over this Fortnite mobile application and used to play the games, and if they weren't able to win the games, they were asked to recite the sermons from Quran, so that they could win the game. And after they won the game, their trust in this Islam religion got reinforced. Post that, they were asked to come over to a chatting engine by the name Discord. And over there, videos of Dr. Zakir Naik, who was banned in India in 2015, those videos were shared, and they were used to radicalize the non-Islamic members.
Now, but let me ask you, Nipunji, are these gaming platforms established gaming platforms, or were they manipulated, operated by the gang itself?
As of now, this Fortnite gaming application, it is being offered by Epic Gaming Company, and this Discord is a very famous chatting engine. So we'll get to know more about it. Our cyber forensics team is working over it, and we'll let you know as soon as we get to know more details.
How many kids, minors, were being targeted by this gang?
As of now, we have got to know about 4 minors. 2 belong to Ghaziabad. One is from Jain community and the other is from Hindu community. And the other 2 could be traced to, one to Faridabad and other to Chandigarh. So our team is there in Faridabad and the other is in Chandigarh to interrogate them as well.
You said that the main accused belongs to the Mumbra region in Thane district in Maharashtra, near Mumbai. Do you have reasons to believe that they could have the backing of entities beyond the borders?
We have interrogated one of the victims who is from Faridabad. So he claimed that there are a few members in this gaming application and on the Discord platform who have their links in Europe. There were few people who were initially practicing Christianity and then they took to Islam. And post that they were involved in alluring people to take to Islam. So there might be links from across the border. In fact, one of the victims told us about a YouTube channel by the name Youth Club. So we'll have to find more details, but there is we can't deny the possibility of having any foreign linkage.
But is this a bigger module, Nipulji? We're given to understand there could be 8 or 9 people initially who are part of this entire gang, some having assumed Hindu names also.
Yes, the moment we arrest Shahnawaz Maqsood Khan and we interrogate him, we'll get to know more about the other members of this gang.
Now, what is their intention? Conversion or something beyond that?
As of now, as per our understanding, it was only about religious conversion. But after apprehending more, and our team is in Faridabad and Chandigarh to talk to other victims as well. Post that, we'll be able to confirm anything to you.
Now, do you have reason to believe that this could be a pan-India operation?
Obviously, it could be, since they were using an online digital platform which has no geographical limitations, so it could anytime be used to convert people all across India.
Do you have reasons to believe that there could be more than 4 of these victims? There could be others too that could come to light?
We have gone for our digital forensics team and cyber experts. They are looking at the CDRs and the call details and the other WhatsApp groups. So if we find any other further victims, we'll let you know.
Online gaming platforms being used for conversion, minors being targeted. Is this a unique case? Is this the first time?
There have been numerous cases registered before, but in that physical platform was used to interact with them and brainwash them. But it has peculiarity just because the modus operandi is a bit different. They are using mobile applications. They are targeting the teenagers because they are more susceptible. They have an impressionable mind, so they could easily be swayed away. And post that, they are using this Discord, social networking, a chat application to convert people, convert minors. So obviously this is a different sort of case we have registered, and the other cases they were physically interacting with them. So obviously this is a bit different modus operandi than the previous.
Have you been able to interact with some of the victims, these youngsters? Do they realize that they have been misled, lured?
We have talked to victims, we have talked to their guardians. Their guardians were more concerned and they were being brainwashed for the past 1.5 to 2 years. In fact, one of the victims, he was pressurized by this Maulvi into signing an affidavit that he himself took to Islam. So obviously this at this tender age they might not be realizing, but their parents were remorseful because a minor consent of minor is not valid under law. So their parents were very apprehensive and they complained to the police, and post that we have taken this action.
One gets a sense they were quite organized. They wanted to cover their tracks. Operation running for nearly 2 years. What sections of the law will be invoked in Uttar Pradesh, given that there is a law against conversion too?
As of now, we have registered an FIR under the UP Prohibition of Religious Conversion Act, Section 3 and Section 5, Subsection 1. And as per the investigations, if we find more evidences, the different penal sections of IPC and other sections of criminal law would be added to it.
Nipunji, my final question to you. You've said that there is a team that's now gone to Mumbai towards Mumbai. How soon are you expecting to get to the bottom of this and expose the entire network? We're given to understand Shahnawaz has gone underground. He's in the wind.
We are expecting our success to be very soon, and as of now, our another team is in Faridabad and Chandigarh. So as soon as we make any further arrest, we'll let you know.
Mr. Nipun Agarwal, thank you very much for speaking with us. So that was the DCP Ghaziabad saying that the team is already on its way en route to Mumbai. Joining us now is PK Jain, the former ADGP Maharashtra. PK Jain ji, namaste. My first question to you, and I had requested to speak with you tonight because you had mentioned a similar issue. The last time we had spoken on this issue of forced conversion or conversion via inducement or enticement. This latest case, your thoughts on this online gaming platforms being used to target minors?
Okay, namaskar. See, this has become, people have now become aware of the conversion racket. In fact, this racket, if you remember, was going on for years. A guy called Zakir Naik, who's now run away from this country, but who's still running his shop elsewhere in the world, was one of the major kingpins of converting people into Islam. And this is not only his agenda. I find that in a whole lot of religious places, on a whole lot of other platforms also, there are concerted efforts by this community to convert people from various other faiths into the Muslim religion. This was also being done by the Christians at one point of time. It is still being done by them. But they used to target predominantly the Adivasi community, where they used to go and indulge into various service activities. They used to run hospitals, nursing homes, schools and things like that. But in the case of Islam, it is absolutely bizarre, it is obnoxious, and it is very, very aggressive. And this is probably what stems from their teachings, from their holy book and things like that. Now, the efforts of converting people has been going on for quite some time. This guy who was lured into, from Ghaziabad, who was lured into conversion or into changing of his faith or following the Muslim tenets, emerged from as simple a thing as gaming. I mean, he was lured into gaming. He was given some rewards in the beginning. He was made to win. And gradually he developed a faith in that particular religion. And then not only him, there are at least 3 others that we know of. There may be many others who will probably come out during the course of investigation, who have been converted by giving a false sense of the superiority of this religion.
Jay.
I know in Mumbai and in Maharashtra, a number of parents have been approaching me, a number of Jain girls, especially Jain girls.
But Prem Kumar Jain ji, parents have been approaching, but you would also admit that there needs to be some introspection that needs to be done. There is a reason why kids are also being misled. They are falling prey to this.
I think we should start with the family. The family has to develop a very cordial, very friendly relation with the child. When the child comes of age, it is the duty of the parents to treat them more like friends. I mean, this is something which cannot be done by coercion. These days, we are all busy in our own world. In the entire family of 5 or 6 persons or 4 persons, everybody is busy in his own world. So what happens is the children get neglected, number one. Number two, when they share something with their parents, it is always taken otherwise. Very few parents take it supportingly and they want to bring their children back from the gutter into the mainstream. So what happens is the moment you start cursing the child, he or she goes into his own shell. So what I find is that the family as a unit has to be a functional unit. The family as a unit has to have confidence. The children should have confidence that they go and confide anything with their parents will be taken positively and they get a support. They will get a support from this family unit, which many a times does not happen. So which drives the children to friends. So then there are other things. Friends are more partners in crime. They are aware more about the child's doings rather than the parents are. I mean, it is. I just would like to share one example. Many people come to us to find references about their marriageable children, and when they say that, do you know this family? I say, yes, I know. They say, how's the family? Okay, we tell them something about the family, good, bad, decent, whatever they are. Then they say, what about the child? I said, I'm sorry. We'll not be able to tell you anything about the child because we ourselves are not aware. I know the father, I know the mother. So they're very decent people, very good people, very religious, whatever I have to say. But the children, what they are doing is not even known to their parents. So how any outsider would know? But the friends are very much aware of what the other friends are doing. So I think that kind of an atmosphere the parents must try to develop if they have to save their children from any kind of problem. Forget about conversion, any other problem in life, all this depression, their
but more importantly,
their failures.
More importantly, one believes
the family first.
Agreed, but being friends along with that, making them understand their roots, making them understand what their inherent roots are, beyond just the rituals, beyond just karna hai to karo, but the understanding and the depth, perhaps that could also play a big role in people being able to discern and be able to not be lured and enticed. But this racket is there. We are hoping the cops are able to get to the bottom of this and unearth this entire module that is using gaming platforms. Thank you very much, Mr. PK Jain. Thank you for joining us here on The Right Stand. We're going to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. We shift the spotlight towards the World Test Championship 2023. It is India versus Australia at the Oval. We should have K. Srinivas Rao joining us live from the Oval. What should be our playing 11? Do you have the confidence that our top 4 batters can put 200 runs on board? What will be your composition? Will Shardul play? Will Ishan Kishan play? Or will it be Shikhar Bharat and Umesh Yadav? What's your combination playing 11? Pick up the phone, tell us. We should have our guests also joining us live. Sabah Kareem and Ajay Ratra. Stay with us.